Good morning. Today we're starting Chapter 3 for Alabama history, our beautiful home. Europeans come to Alabama. This is your study presentation. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. Your essential question, the question that you need to be asking yourself when you're reading is, what were the effects of the Spanish exploring Alabama? What terms do you need to know? I have gone over these in a previous PowerPoint. The first European explorers to our area were from Spain. They wanted land and golf for their country. Disease was carried by the Spanish. The Indians did not have immunity to these new diseases. Thousands of Indians died from smallpox, measles, chickenpox, influenza, and diphtheria. Cultures clash. The American Indians' culture was different from the Europeans' culture. Alabama's Indians lived in large families called clans. Some believed animals were their ancestors. The Indians did not have the idea of a person owning the land or getting rich. They did not have the same weapons, horses, or a written language. Many of the Europeans wanted land and gold for themselves and for their king. Pause this and take a moment and look at this chart. Spanish explorer Alonso Alvarez and Alvarez de Pineda. First European explorer of what we know as Alabama, from Spain. He sailed into the Mobile Bay in 1519, drew maps that helped other explorers. He made a journal, described large Indian villages in Alabama. Journal is one of your vocabulary words. Conquistador Hernando de Soto. Conquistador from Spain, made governor of Florida and Cuba, looked for gold and land for the King of Spain, explored areas that are now Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama. Two of his men stayed in Alabama and were the first non-Indian settlers. Chief Tuskaloosa was a very tall and powerful Indian chief. He learned that De Soto and his men had been cruel to many Indians. Tuskaloosa made a plan to stop De Soto and his men. Chief Tuskaloosa invited De Soto to the village of Maubila with a secret plan to ambush the Spaniards. The plan failed, and all the Indians were killed by the Spanish. The end of De Soto's Entrada, that means the end of his journey. Entrada is one of your words, your vocabulary words too. Hernando de Soto explored the Mississippi River area. He died in Louisiana in 1542. His Entrada helped other explorers. Here's a map. Pause for a moment and take a look at it. In 1558, King Philip II of Spain decided to make a colony in the New World. He sent Guido de las Bazares with 3 ships to map the region. Mobile Bay was chosen as a good location for a colony because of its timber, wildlife, fish, and grazing land. De Luna facts. He started the first permanent colony in the Mobile Bay area. Permanent is a bold word. That means it's one of your vocabulary words. Colony had over 1,500 colonists and soldiers. Hurricane struck before all ships unloaded. Lost 8 ships. The colony was moved to the area of Pensacola, Florida. Was unsuccessful in starting a colony. Tomorrow, come back for Section 2.